I'm going to preview the number 23 Baylor versus Abilene Christian women's volleyball game, which will be played on August 30th at 11 a.m. Central Time on ESPN Plus. There will be live stats as well. And this is based on last year's stats on all this, and I'm going to go with the record from a year ago for Abilene Christian University. They were 11-18 on the season, and I will go over like some stats that players that came back, and if you want to check those out, I'll put that in the description below, as well as the roster for this year. So Briley Hilleber is on the top of the list, like 5'10" outside hitter / right-sided hitter. That's a senior. And the numbers goes as follows: 250 kills on 816 attempts with 115 attacking errors, 17 assists, 22 service aces, 18 service errors, 27 receiving errors, which is the second most on the team from last year, 229 digs, 21 blocks for those of solo, 4 blocking errors, and 1 ball handling error. And I apologize for looking down because I cannot memorize whether or not that player came back or not. So, okay, Shepard is gone. Same thing goes for Melkeberg. Yeah, Rachel Koss is back, but at number 4, and Briley, that first one I went over, she's number 1. But Rachel Koss, 5'11" sophomore, that's a setter. So, and last year's numbers didn't really do a lot. I mean, 36 sets overall, 4 kills on 32 attempts with 3 attacking errors, 191 assists, 7 service aces, 5 service errors, 37 digs, 2 blocks, and none of those are solo, and 5 ball handling errors. So this year, there will be the no double contact at once, as in like one hand, then one hand when you're trying to set the ball. It's not that anymore, and that is a new rule and all that. So just want to make that clear. Okay, the next player. Now Brianna Box, because she's no longer there. Hannah Gonzalez, maybe number 7. I'm going to just, yep, 6'2" middle blocker. That is a sophomore. And 54 kills, 140 attempts with 25 attacking errors, 2 service errors, 1 receiving error, 7 digs, 30 blocks, which is the most on the team coming back. 14 of those were solo, 2 blocking errors, and 1 ball handling error. Okay. Okay, next player on the list. Ashley Amidson, a 5'8" junior that's an outside hitter / defensive specialist, number 9. And Hannah Gonzalez is number 7, by the way, if I didn't go over that already. And she actually leads the team in kills from last year. Ashley Amidson, 287 kills on 885 attempts with 178 attacking errors, which is also most on the team. 14 assists, 9 service aces, 37 service errors, 20 receiving errors, 133 digs, 24 blocks, 3 of those are solo, 3 blocking errors, and 3 ball handling errors. Now let me check on the next player on the list here. Yeah, Madeline Guffey is actually back for them. Number 10, 5'6" setter. That's a senior, and I'm going to tell you right now, she didn't have like a ton of kills, like 38 kills on 120 attempts with 6 attacking errors, but she had 915 assists, which leads the team. 42 service aces, 34 service errors, 213 digs, 17 blocks, 2 of those are solo, 3 blocking errors, and 11 ball handling errors. Okay, the next player I'm going to mention is Izzy Larson, or aka Isabel Larson. That's a 5'11" sophomore. That's an outside hitter / defensive specialist, number 11. She had 12 kills on 44 attempts, 12 errors, attacking errors, 3 assists, 15 service aces, 16 service errors, 10 receiving errors, 56 digs, and 1 block, 0 of those are solo, and 1 ball handling error. And Abby Christian, number 12, 5'9" libero / defensive specialist. That is a sophomore. No kills on 13 attempts with 2 attacking errors, 23 assists, 36 service aces, 18 service errors, 25 receiving errors, 229 digs, 2 blocks, 1 of those is solo. That's pretty much it. Now, Sarah Gonzalez, let me check. Yep, she's back. Number 13, 5'8" junior. That's the libero / defensive specialist. 5 kills on 52 attempts with 7 attacking errors, 84 assists, 30 service aces, 51 service errors, 52 receiving errors, which is the most on the team, 400 digs, and 2 ball handling errors. Let me check on the next. Okay, next player on the list that came back. Okay, 15 and 16 are not back for this year. When I look at the roster from last year, for this year, when compared to stats for last year. Okay, number 17. No, she's not even back either. So, fun player. Okay, Alexis Strong. And I know it's not all of those players I'm going to go over. Like number 21, 6'1" sophomore. That's an outside hitter / right-sided hitter. Number 21, 134 kills on 415 attempts, 72 attacking errors, 3 assists, 1 service ace, 3 receiving errors, 19 digs, 10 blocks. 1 of those is solo, and 3 blocking errors. And I know they have transfers like Sasha Stoltzler from Rutgers. That is a middle blocker, number 18, 6'4" tall. That's a redshirt sophomore. And Nieko Thomas, 6'2" redshirt junior, number 28, middle blocker. And that's just going over some of the players right there from last year, like that played. Obviously, you gotta learn what you did wrong in a practice game, and against Texas A&M, you lost 3-1. And it was technically a sweep, but when you look at the scores, it was close. You got to address those weaknesses and get them better, and whatever you did right, bring it to that one. And the same thing goes for like a practice game against yourself. And this is the first match of the year, and this is lower level competition. No offense to Abilene Christian, but Baylor should go out and win this game. And you got to leave no doubt. And what happened in the A&M, apparently, in that practice game in the first 2 sets, they actually had leads, but they didn't sustain them. You got to sustain leads. Of course, you want to be like executing your offense and have a little variety, not be so predictable. You got to dig every ball. Of course, you don't want them to do the same thing, or you got to limit their kills as much as possible. And get some service aces and reduce your service errors. Kind of the same thing. Don't let them do a lot of service errors, and you got to pass the ball well. Because in order to set up for a good kill, whether it's like from the middle or outside, either outside spot like on the right side or left side, it doesn't really matter. You got to work out the kinks, which hopefully what you did against Texas A&M really worked out the kinks. And I know that was a loss and everything. I get it, technically. But at the same time, they did sub some players in and out that probably might not have normally played and everything. So, you got to reduce the errors or number across the board, because when you win matches, you usually don't have as many errors as the opponent. You gotta have a good hitting percentage. You gotta serve well and make it tough. Which I'm fine with the errors as long as it's not like a ton of them. But obviously, one close to 0 is possible. But that's not going to be realistic to saying 0. But you get the whole point. You want a lesser number. And you got to get, and blocking really needs to step up. From what I saw in that practice game against yourselves, after that first set, you got a lot more blocks. I don't know about the Texas A&M one, but if the blocking was not good, you got to step that up. I mean, in Baylor's preseason pick number 23 in the country and 5th in the Big 12. You got to go out, leave no doubt in this match, and when you have a lead in the set, keep it. Be consistent. I mean, it's just telling the truth. And when you're up 2 sets to none, trying to finish them off in 3. Or when you're up 1 set to none, try to get to up to 2 instead of, oh, the other team could tie it up with you. You need to go out there and show them who's boss, especially when you're playing at your home floor in this match. And thank goodness we got a match like this to begin the year just to work out the kinks. With some players that are just now enrolling. I mean, a few of them just now started to play together for the first time. Because some of these players did not play, or a few of them at least, did not play in the foreign trip together. So, hopefully that definitely steps up and everything. I'm just saying, we need a good all-around performance, and if somebody steps up in a major way, great. I mean, and obviously you want to take away their best player on a kill side of things and make them ineffective, whether it's through blocking. You got to make them uncomfortable with, and if there's an overpass, you got to take advantage of it. You got to, and you don't want to have overpasses because that gives them the opportunity to get a point potentially. But you get the whole point. You got to out-hustle the other team too. Just go out there, have more energy, come ready to go, and firing away here. And let's start off with the win. And this is the first of 2 matches for the day. So let's start in the positive way in the first match. So anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. See you guys later on the road to 7 subscribers. Of course, ultimate goal is 1,000 or more. So maybe might have to, of course, like a video, comment video, really helps YouTube algorithm. Some more people can see it. Sharing the video does help as well. So more people can watch. And if you're watching and not subscribed, hit subscribe button. Free the notification bell as well. And of course, you need to adjust the game plan when needed. Not just from set 1 to set 2, from like set to set. I'm talking about throughout the set as well, and point to point. I mean, that's just telling the truth right there. And I will go over the other 2 matches that will be played that weekend, and I get some of these teams would have played more, like a little bit, but it's only like a match or 2, and it does not make sense just to do 1 match only and then stop and not do the other 2 right away. I just thought I'm going to make this a video series for this one, and I will upload this sometime between now when I'm recording this to the first game.